Dear friends, welcome to my video. In this video, you'll see how to run Google's AI tool PaLM APIs in your Android app using Java dependencies. So let's begin. Let me quickly create a new project, then I'll show you the steps which we'll be doing. So, and PaLM, I'll say Google's Google PaLM API. Yeah, click on finish, wait for the environment to load. I'll just quickly show you. We'll be following the steps in their given in their quick start guide, and all the steps are mentioned here one by one. We'll be following this in our this particular tutorial. You can also get this link. I'll post this link in my description, but you can also get this link if you go to your Get API section of your Mark Maker Suite, from where you'll get the your API key for PaLM API. So if you click here, and this is where you can create your API key by clicking on this one, and this is the link where you can get for the quick start guide, and it will take you to this page, and over here you can follow the steps. So first step is to download this particular file which I have already done, and then extract the files and install them in Maven local. So using these steps, so we'll follow these steps once our this project is loaded up, which I can see it's up there. So I have downloaded the files in this particular project folder, which is over here, and now I can follow the steps given here. So the first step is to extract the files using this particular command that I can do. I can just Control C. I can go to my you can do it in your console also, or you can do over here, probably by going to this terminal over here, and over here you can run that command what we just now copied. So it may take some time to extract everything. Perfect. Now we'll go to the this one, and next command is to cd, to change the directory to that particular directory which has been extracted. So I can just quickly show you. It will make a new directory over here, and then next command is to install from the Maven local. So or to install to Maven local. So, and I can just run it. It may give an error. Let me see if it works or not. So it's a starting daemon. Okay, and it's initializing. So okay, so I was expecting that it will fail because I think my Java home is not set over here. So either you can set the Java home as an environment variable, or I can show you a very quick workaround to solve this problem. So the error is could not find this particular JDK installation in this particular folder. So how you can solve that is you can go to your command prompt, okay, and navigate to this particular uh, yeah folder where your app is installed, and set the Java home. So once you have set the Java home, you can also echo, probably as I told, you can do this by also setting the Java home in your environment variable, which I don't want to do. I think it's not dollars, percentage. I just keep getting different. Yeah, so and my Java home, the JDK is installed on this particular path, so you may have to locate your path in your program files folder. So once this is set, then I think I can run this particular command instead of Control C. I can run it from here and see if it works from my Windows command prompt. So it will of course follow the same options. So this terminal is nothing but a kind of command prompt given inside the Android Studio, and since my Java home is not item set up, so I am pulling it out like this. Okay, so the build has failed, and I think the mistake which I did was I did not go inside this particular folder, which I should have done it. So I will just copy paste this. Basically, that cd command is what I have missed out. So I'll just do Control CD, and now I'll rerun this getlw command, and this time it should succeed. The last time I missed going inside it may. Okay, so something is happening. 29% build successful. Perfect. So this is fine, and now this is done. We can come back to our environment in Android Studio. I don't think we need to do anything more over here. That's fine. We can just or probably we can just delete this. Nothing more is required, and now we can follow up on the next step, which is basically adding SDK to your project. So for that, we may have to add Maven local to your Gradle settings. So I think for that, we may have to go to our this settings Gradle file, and here under the repositories, I think after Maven Central, you can add Maven local option as well, so that whenever the Gradles are getting resolved, it will look at the local also and not only on the central Maven central, but in the Maven local also. And then you may have to add these two dependencies. Just copy paste. Don't try to type. It may give some kind of no. Before that, I think we should sync no, because we did some changes in the settings, right? So it's good to sync now, so that yeah, go step by step. Don't skip any step. And once you do this, you should again do a sync now, and that's all I think from the most of the configuration part. Then we can start our coding side. Before I get into the coding side, I'll also start my emulator in parallel. And first and foremost, which is not mentioned in that page, is we will have to give the permission to internet for this particular app, because the APIs will run over internet. Okay. Now if I go back to my this one, here it's asking us to initialize few things and all. Okay, before I get into the Java code, let me do one more thing. Let me quickly finish up my layout here. So in terms of layout, I just make everything smaller. I'll need a button, definitely. Okay, so there are few error over here now. It's asking some six forms, so we may have to exclude this. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that. Again, I'll have to go to my this file, and after this compile options, you include something called packaging. Okay, packaging, yes, and inside packaging, resource dot excludes dot add, and over here you can add the in the string format. Let me copy this, control C, come back here, and yes. Now again try to sync now. Let's see if it works. Sync now should work, but I think there should be you may get one more error over here. So let me first rerun and see if I get any more error. And yeah, I think I can just close this folder. Yeah, this is what I was expecting. It will give one more error of this meta f dependency. So what I'll do is first I'll make a copy of this and then just add this as well into the list of packages which should be excluded. Okay, so that's all is what I understand, and I'll have to give it some time to complete. In the meantime, I can just okay. So this build is successful. Now let me rerun my emulator. So that's a good part. Like you can, if you run the emulator upfront, you can get to know what all error are there in your config file and Gradle file and so on and so forth. Okay, so my emulator is starting in parallel. Let it happen. In the meantime, I'll just update the name of the button, which could be PaLM API. Okay, I'm not sure why the button is there. Let me rerun it once more very quickly, and it should be fine. Okay, so my app is coming. Okay, so fine, app is at least running the basic part, and now I can focus on my side. So this button will be needing to trigger our call, and text view is where we'll show our output. So I can just make it text view output. You can name this anything, it does not matter. And I'm not giving any input box here. We'll hardcode the input as shown in the demo as well over here, but yeah, more or less you can give an input if required. Okay, so I'll quickly go back here, and first and foremost what I'll do is I'll create a class variable called text view, and text view find view by id r.id.text view output. I could have named this also text view output again, but it's fine in the local. And I'll create a class variable called button PaLM API view. Perfect. So I'll have to go back to my layout and associate that method whatever we have created just now to the on-click attribute over here. Perfect. And if I go back to my Java code, now I can start my rest of the code over here using the instructions given here. So first step is initialize the text service client. So I'll initialize the client, control C. I'm just copy pasting here, and you can just press alt enter to include one by one all the things. Or you could have also copied the import part from this document import part also. You could have done it, but yeah, I prefer this one to Android Studio is smart enough to do this. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll just make it as a class variable rather than keeping it as a local variable, because I'll be needing it in my another method as well. So I'll make it as a class variable, and if I come down here, I'll just remove it, and it's asking me to probably surround it, but we try to just do it as it suggests, and that should be fine. Now if I go back to my browser again, and here it asks me to create a text prompt. Yeah, so this is way it is hard coded. I think I'll use this one only. I don't know. Yeah, so I'll just copy paste this as it is, and again it's giving me something to import. Okay, so just select this, yeah, so that it imports the required library in your code, and then generate the text, just copy paste. So it's very simple, straightforward. I'll be just copy pasting things from here. The other nitty-gritties which you should do is what I was interested to show you, and that's where this video comes up. And then send a request. So this also I have copy paste, and this should be the output or expected output, something like that. Yeah, so again here just press alt enter, and you get the output. So here is printing in the system out print because it's a Java code. So instead of that, what I'll do is probably I will just print it in a the text view, set text, and here I can just control X, control V. Yeah, so it's more of a copy paste. Yeah, but the important part is to make it work. You should know where to put the each part of the code and how to configure. So I've redone it. Hope it will come up soon. So I'm not sure why it didn't come up. I'm rerunning it. So it's giving it, and the reason for that is simple. I have forgotten to give the API key. How can, yeah, it expects an API key. So go to your browser again, and as I told, I have already created a API keys up front, right? So I'll be using one of these. So probably this one I'll use. Don't use my API key, by the way. I'll just remove it after this tutorial, so it won't work out. Yeah, just come here and replace it with this one API key over here. Make sure to replace completely. It should be just in a string format over here. Let me see if it works now. And yeah, so something coming up. Perfect. It came up. If I click on here, let's see. Perfect. 1 and 2. I don't know if you can see it. Let me zoom in a bit and show you. So 1 2, which is basically, I think our prompt was repeat after me 1 2, and that's what it's doing. Even in this demo, that's what they have shown, that it repeats 1 2. Or like what I can do is I can just give some other input instead of this one. I'll say some facts about Jupiter. Let's see what they say. Just rerun it, and if I click here, let's see what all facts it turns. So it has written Jupiter is the fifth planet from the sun. It is a gas giant. Blah blah blah. Yeah. So I'm not interested in the output, but I am interested to see how it works, and it works perfectly fine. So that's all I wanted to show you. It's pretty simple and straightforward. The only tricky part here is how to do this particular setup, which is basically yeah, downloading and install to Maven. This was a bit challenging, and so that's all. I hope this video is useful to you. If you have any questions or suggestions, then please put in the comment section below. And if you like this video, then please subscribe to the channel. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye.